Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Today, we're looking at the latest version of the popular Trio6 monitors from Focal. Let's get started. Focal's Trio6 Be has been a very popular monitor in studios for a number of years because it combines the right size, format, features, and price to match the needs of many rooms. Plus, it simply sounds fantastic, and you can trust it to deliver reference quality audio regardless of genre or setting. It's big enough to pump out volume when needed, but you can also click a switch and use focus mode to hear your mix through the equivalent of a small near field all in one box. It's very convenient and a real confidence builder when you're working on your mixes. But now, Focal has redesigned and upgraded the Trio6 Be and renamed it the Trio6 ST6. They've taken a look at pretty much the entire thing and upgraded every detail, from the cabinet to the drivers to the focus mode switching. Let's take a closer look. We'll begin on the outside and work our way in. The new Trio6 cabinet features a bracing network that's said to improve frequency response. Plus, the whole thing is heavier and more rigid because it uses a very inert MDF panels that are now 21 millimeters thick, nearly an inch thick, versus the previous version's 18 millimeter panels. There also are new internal and external flares on the ports, which reduce port noise. It's surprising how much of a difference the monitor's cabinet can make, and the new Trio6 has been completely optimized, plus it looks fantastic. The all-new drivers have been designed for more detail, more dynamic range, and less distortion. Beginning on the bottom end, we have a new long excursion 8-inch woofer, which gives exceptional low-frequency impact, dynamic range, and resolution. The new woofer features a wider, high-excursion voice coil, which is 20 millimeters high versus the previous 14 millimeters high. It also has a coil diameter that's increased from 40 millimeters to 50 millimeters and a larger dust cap. This all improves the response on the bottom end. For the mids, we have a new lighter, short excursion driver which provides lower distortion, more dynamic range, and more definition and detail in the mid-range frequencies. The mid driver also features Focal's proprietary and patented TMD, or tuned mass damper. The story is Focal has spent 20 years working on the driver breakup frequency, or the frequency at which the driver cone deforms, which causes distortion. They used finite element analysis via simulation software to visualize the dynamic behavior of the driver suspension and develop TMD to correct for it. TMD is similar in concept to the suspension used in race cars and for creating earthquake-resistant skyscrapers. The concept is to use the mass oscillation that works against the resonant frequency to control it. Basically, Focal is stabilizing the dynamic behavior of the driver surround according to the resonance. Plus, the suspension diameter for the driver has been reduced from 10 millimeters to 4 millimeters. This improves response linearity between 1 and 2 kHz and reduces distortion. It's very cool technology. For the high-frequency driver, we have the latest version of Focal's Beryllium dome tweeter, along with a new waveguide. Focal uses what they call IAL, or infinite acoustic load, which is a chamber for the tweeter that reduces resonance and improves transient response. This, combined with the new waveguide, provides exceptionally neutral high-frequency response as well as improved transient response. You get better off-axis propagation, a more accurate soundstage, and even better detail and imaging. Deep inside the new Trio6, we have two important changes to the electronics of the monitor. First, there's now an enable and disable auto standby switch, which is a very convenient feature. But a bigger deal is the new dual focus mode. With the previous Trio6 Be, you could switch to focus mode, which disabled the woofer and basically turned the monitor into a two-way system. With the new dual focus mode, you can turn off the woofer, creating that same two-way near-field monitor, and you can also switch to an additional focus mode where the tweeter's turned off. This creates a small one-way monitor, similar to the familiar SoundCube style monitors. This means that the new Trio6 is basically 3 monitors in one, which is a very handy tool when you're referencing and verifying your mixes. It's like switching your mix to listen to it over 3 completely different sets of speakers. In full range mode, you have frequency response from 35 Hz to 40 kHz. In focus mode 1 with one-way operation, you get 100 Hz to 15 kHz. And in focus mode 2 with two-way operation, you get 80 Hz to 40 kHz. Max SPL for the Trio6 is an impressive 115 dB, and that's provided by 100 watts of G-class power on the lows and on the mids, and 50 watts of Class AB power driving the tweeter. You also have room tuning controls on the back panel for high-pass filtering, a low-frequency shelf, a low-mid-frequency EQ, and a high-frequency shelf. So what does all this mean? It means that the new Focal Trio6 ST6 is an even more powerful monitoring tool than ever before. You get better response, greater precision, better dynamics, and more versatility. To sum it up, the Trio6 makes it even easier to craft your mixes and to verify them for better translation. And of course, it sounds simply stellar. You really need to hear what these monitors can do in your room. To learn more, jump your browser over to the Trio6 page at sweetwater.com, or better yet, contact your Sweetwater sales engineer. They'll be more than happy to give you all the details and information on these fantastic monitors and to tell you how the all-new Focal Trio6 can help you level up your studio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater.